Hi guys, my name is Imo,
Hello everyone, my name is Diana.
and we're going to be presenting our interview project for IM 554. For our project, we decided to focus on just online course design. So we decided to interview an expert who would have the process from beginning to end.
So, like you said, we need to find out how the process for an effective online learning outcome. Therefore, we decided to interview Rosen Wallach, who is a lead course developer of the SESU online distance. Sorry, of the SESU online and distance education. And the purpose of this department is to create a more favorable learning outcome for students who finds the traditional learning method difficult, and especially those who has problem with commuting to school. So the first thing Rodan Wallach does is to meet with instructors to see how she can incorporate the best online strategies for their online curriculum, especially those who want to incorporate both the use of traditional and online into their curriculum, or those who want to go in fully into the online space.
Yeah, because like she said, some instructors don't usually want to try online education, like fully online education all at once, because it's kind of an unfamiliar format and technology, and they're not used to it. So usually she will provide the choice of a hybrid between online and traditional because it kind of eases the instructors into online learning. So once they see how it works out with the hybrid course, then if they decide that that works, they can go on to doing a fully online course eventually. Additionally, between her work with SCSC Online and Distance Education,
Yeah.
she also informed us that she teaches her own English courses. So having that expertise of not only being working with the online technology and the instructional design on that field, but also instructing her own classes, it gives her a unique perspective so that she's able to explain the concepts of designing these courses and on the online format to instructors because she also knows, she speaks their language and she knows kind of their expectations and their wants out of the experience.
Yes. Learning.
Yeah, so we wanted to focus on for ours because she gave a kind of a broad context, but we wanted to focus on specifically an undergraduate English course that she would work on. Specifically, she would want to use online technology. She would utilize the school's learning management system, Desire to Learn, and then also some kind of context, some kind of software that would allow social interaction for asynchronous activities, such as the one we use for a class, Adobe Connect. Um, she brought up Adobe Connect, but she also wanted to make sure that she brought up the fact that Desire to Learn has features that instructors may not be aware of, including conference abilities, video sharing abilities through add-on technology and software. And even though many instructors might not know about it, she feels like if you wanted to use Desire to Learn, you could actually get a lot more done than people may assume. Um, then yeah, in synchronous instruction. So having that time where the instructor can talk to the students or not one on one, but at least have the instructors have that opportunity to communicate with the instructor, and then additionally having D2L and then to be able to communicate with each other. It kind of gives them that part of so having asynchronous activity and synchronous instructors allow them to work on their own, but also have the instructor as support when they need it.
The instructional framework and the instructional tools, according to Rosen Wallach, in our instructional design process, she tried to incorporate the RD model because she believes this is a good starting point for anyone who wants to look into an online course design, because she believes that is a systematic development for any instructional online instructional process. And she's also a strong advocate for the constructivist approach because she believes that students bring into class pre-existing knowledge like what they already know in the past, and through the regular interactions with instructors and their classmates, they tend to like build on what they've already learned in class. And based on her instructional tools, she utilizes the learning management system, which is the DU2L, where students tend to like have a one-on-one interaction with their instructors as well as their classmates. But she also pointed out that she basically does not limit the did well to instructors. She also tried to suggest other software they could also use. She also talked about the Wiggle, where students can as well interact one on one in class and have meetings with each other. She also spoke about the cultural media platform, which is a Minnesota which is linked to a Minnesota platform, which is linked to
Or kind of similar to YouTube, yeah, where you
YouTube.
can record videos and then share them and leave comments on each videos,
Yeah,
and so that works. It can work with concession with the D2L, so it's not a
yeah.
separate thing.
So a situation where instructors had a class which was actually cancelled, they can use that software to make a class for for the time lost.
Yeah, so you can record the video and then your students can watch that video. If for some reason you're not able to, if your software is malfunctioning or you have, let's say, one of these hybrid classes we're talking about, and like she said, your class got canceled, then you can upload the video and
Student could make up for lost time.
yeah.
So
She also utilizes the quality matter higher education standards when designing the courses. She likes to say that when she's presenting it to an instructor who maybe not haven't used or not familiar or haven't used the standards, she kind of wants to show it as more of a blueprint on how to have a successful online course design versus like a strict guideline that you have to follow point by point, because she thinks that sometimes instructors can be apprehensive when they feel like this body is telling them what exactly
yeah.
they can and cannot do. So when she tells them that, more she presents it more in a way of, if you do these things, you're more willing to have a successful online course. Instructors are more receptive to implementing these standards. So for the strategies that she brought up, she talked about using, for specifically an online course, using blog posts as portfolios. So students would be able to, uh, for these asynchronous activities that we talked about, they'd be giving a prompt or some kind of writing assignment, and then they'd have a blog that they'd be able to chronicle each of these assignments on. And at the end of the semester, they would have this portfolio that they'd be able to carry on to their future courses, their future writing assignments to show as a body of work that they've already worked on. So, she believes that this motivates students, because if they know that this material is something that they'll be working on, something that will be able to benefit them in the future, they're more likely to be engaged with it.
So she talked about also use the use of TAs, that teaching assistants who assist students with their classwork, especially those who are finding it difficult to understand the concepts of what is being taught in class. So this TA is usually there to assist the student, and she believes it's also a good strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially when you have a large class and
Yes.
you're worried about not engaging with students on an individual basis. Having a TA allows them to break up, multiple TAs allows you to break up the class into smaller groups, and for those groups to interact with each other and again build on each other's experiences and knowledge.
Based on the assessment, she usually utilizes the D2L, where you have quiz and survey, as well as students are being given writing assignments, and also she makes use of the discussion boards in D2L, where students try to review other their colleagues' work and assignment. So she see this as a good platform to know how the students are catching up with what they are being taught in class.
Yeah, so between like your writing assignments that you're turning into your instructor, the portfolio that you're building, the writing in the discussion board, students are getting a lot of opportunities to flex their writing skills and their writing abilities. So just having that opportunity to write and write and write and write, you're giving the students the ability to improve on that skill as they're learning more information through the class. So that was a very, I think, one of the
Yeah,
informative way of, or one of the things that we saw was very helpful for the learners.
during the assessment
Yeah.
part.
For evaluation, she usually believes in creating surveys using the quality matters standards as a kind of a reference, because it's one thing as an instructor to uh, work with these standards and believe that, okay, you're hitting all these standards the way you need to,
Yeah,
but it's a different thing when you actually put it into practice. Not
exactly.
100% sure if your learners are learning the way that you intended it for. So giving the students the ability to read these standards and to evaluate and see, did they feel like they actually met each of these standards, and then it allows you to know, okay, maybe something was lost in translation from your design to the final result of the students actually learning the information you wanted them to learn. She also talked about self-mastery quizzes through the semester. Yeah, and then so it's a good way, like what we're saying, for the students to track their own progress through the course. So as the instructor is teaching them and assessing the way that how they're progressing through the course, the student also has that individual opportunity to assess themselves. And so if somewhere along the course they don't feel like they're learning what they should be learning, they can go to the professor and say, I'm having trouble in this particular section. Can you help me? Can you help me break it down or help me understand it more? So that was one thing she brought up. Thank you for that's in our presentation. I mean, last thing I wanted to add too was, I think we mentioned it already, but she's a very big supporter of social interaction. Like I was just saying, like if a student does not understand a part of the instruction, they should have the ability to talk to their instructor and be able to talk through what exactly is giving them issue. Because even if you have an asynchronous course, you still have to make sure, like she mentioned it too, you still have to make sure that you have online office hours where your students know that if they need to, they can reach you at this time. Because if not, students can get frustrated,
Exactly.
and then they're just left on their own, and then they end up not doing well in the course. And then the instructor sees that, okay, this online course design this online format didn't work, so maybe I shouldn't do it in the first place. Where the problem was mainly that students did not have the support that they needed. So
yeah. That's true. That's true. Because I can remember during my first time in the online class, it was really frustrating because getting to learn the new technology because I'm not used to all of this. So with the help of the technical personnel, I think it began to make a lot more sense. So I harken to what Rosanne said. There should be technical support to help students around with their work. Else, it's going to be really, really frustrating. So, thank you for your time, and that's all we have today.
Thank you.
Bye.